Think about how other animals actually live happily with the humans around. Let's talk about the cats. Yes, so the cat they say has 9 lives. The cat is what you can call a creature of perfection. But humans lack this kind of perfection, right? Because we are bothered by so many problems. But you see, this cat is a free animal. It can be friends with anyone. And this is the kind of freedom we want to all have. This is the kind of freedom we have been chasing in life as we pursue different ambitions in life, different goals, different career paths. We have been seeking freedom. But how does it come? We are bothered by worries, challenges, and troubles. But we need a way to get out of our worries, get out of our problems. How do we do that? Yes, we are giving each person who attends the $100 seed funding program an opportunity to step out of the familiar faces, okay, that has been associated with stress, with struggle, with even torment or humiliation or frustration or stagnation. We are giving 40 persons every week the opportunity to step out of the familiar places, okay, to experience life in a different way. And this is life of connecting with professionals, connecting with people who are driven by the same goal and aspirations. Yes, to make ends meet the easier way. And that is where the $100 seed funding program comes in. It creates not just an opportunity for earning that income that tilts towards financial freedom, but also that opportunity to live life on your own terms. Yes, just because you have the means to live the life of your dreams. Yes, chase the life of your dreams. Now look at this cat. This cat is enjoying my soothing fingers, comforting it, and also giving it that royal treat. You see how relaxed it is on my leg? This is how we want you to come and relax. This is not just for traders. This is for everyone, regardless of your experience, regardless of your background. Yes, you can come and relax with like-minded professionals. Yes, people who think and pursue the same financial goals. And for us gathered on the Friday events at our exotic venues, okay, the $100 seed funding program gives us not just relaxation, it gives us purpose, it gives us a calling to work towards our financial goals together, and the goal is $250,000 in 90 days. It looks lofty and it looks too ambitious, but it is realistic, it is achievable, and it is true. So how do you know it is true? Because we have set it upon a proven method of achieving it, and it is not all by hard work, it is not all by hustles. It is all by cooperation and working in coordination, following instruction. And that is what we do excellently in the $100 seed funding program. So, wherever you are in Nigeria, you are thinking of a life that mimics the peace of an animal, a divine creature like this cat. Okay, this creature is actually divine because it exudes peace. It exudes purity, okay? And it exudes what? Comfort, convenience, and cooperation. All the things that we crave and seek and desire and even work for, this animal exudes them all without over-laboring itself. You see how it enjoys the company of humans around, okay? It feels free without fear or intimidation. We want you also to have the same sense of freedom, the same courage and confidence, okay, when living and when working. That is why we are creating a better way to source your funding for that ambition you have. So what is that lofty dream? That big business plan or idea you are carrying? You have been carrying this burden alone. It seems like no one is helping you out to figure out the way forward to put yourself in control of your situation and to solve pressing needs. No one is helping out. The burden is all on you. You are carrying the load alone. You are overburdened. And does scripture not say it? Come to me, all ye that are laboring, okay, and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. That is what we are about. Yes. The $100 seed funding program is about giving you rest from your hustles that do not pay you commensurately. Choose our alternative. Yes. Right now, we want to do venue selection. So we wanted to look at this venue and tell us if it is conducive, if it is comfortable, and if it meets the need. Okay, though we are accommodating only 40 persons, but this is a bigger venue than the 40-man event we are hosting on Friday. So look at this venue and see if you would like to be part of the $100 seed funding program at this venue. Then we'll talk about the suitability of this venue in terms of all the features that makes it suitable, and then the location. Alright, so firstly, this venue is an outdoor venue suitable for relaxation, and then the location is popular amongst people who are familiar with Port Harcourt. This is the Harcourt Hotel and Apartments in Igwuruta. So this is one of the first Harcourt facility in Igwuruta. Now there are two Harcourt facilities in Igwuruta. This has ample space for accommodation, those coming from far: Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Benin City, and Asaba, Owerri, and Umuahia. So all these locations, those who are joining the program this Friday, this venue is ample, conducive, quiet, and the relaxation is top-notch, first grade. So we are giving everyone equal opportunity to participate in the $100 seed funding program. You know the rules. The standard is you come prepared with your identity card, either driver's license, national ID card, or international passport for on-venue or on-site verification, which will be taking place here. The time for start of event is 4 p.m. Then we have 4 hours of onboarding new participants. So if you are new to the $100 seed funding program, if you've not attended this program before, then this is your opportunity to come to our new venue for the $100 seed funding program. So we want to make sure that everyone who comes gets well treated, and also you get to know our sustainability plan for this program. It's not just the $100 seed that makes it valuable to attend. It is the equity that comes from your participation for the first time. That is $5,000 live funded in your own account from the $100 seed funding program. You get this just for coming. Yes, just for coming and getting verified on the same day. So if you make it, we have only 40 persons to be funded for this coming Friday. These 40 slots are so limited that so many persons already who have reserved their spots are not even certain whether they will make it for this coming Friday. So you have to reserve your spot also so you don't miss out. The $100 seed funding program is for everyone who has a project to fund. You are starting a new business, you need the capital from $5 million and above. You need the $100 seed funding program. You want to buy inventory for your shop, for your business, then you also need a $100 seed funding program. You want to travel abroad, and then you need to show proof of fund. You need a $100 seed funding program. You want to expand your business to a new location, another premise, you need a $100 seed funding program. You want to buy vehicles for logistics, in your business, you need $100 seed funding program. You want to acquire a new property, a house, or build a project like a school, a club, restaurant, whatever business that requires property development or acquisition, you need a $100 seed funding program. So this is the venue once again. It is the first grade venue for events in the heart of Port Harcourt City, Greater Port Harcourt area, Igwuruta. This is Harcourt Hotel. So we are showcasing the event venue so that you see where you are coming. So find your location, reserve your spots. If you are new to Port Harcourt, you've not been to Port Harcourt before, then send us your name, your email, your location and your occupation. Send us your name, your email, your location and your occupation on WhatsApp. Send to 0903 428 4705. Send to 0903 428 4705 to reserve your spot. And then if you are coming from far, since this event is by evening on Friday and you think you might not meet up, then you can come earlier on Thursday. Come earlier on Thursday so you can get your accommodation. You lodge on Thursday night. You can stay over till Saturday. Okay, so 2 days of lodging. Accommodation here is ample. We have short-let apartment here. We also have annex apartments to this same facility here. So we have multiple places where you can be accommodated. Your budget for accommodation should range from 25 to 50,000 naira for each night. So if you are staying over for 2 nights, that is about 50 to 100,000 naira for your accommodation. Then you will have also the recreational facilities you can access. We have the bar, we have the swimming pool, we have the relaxation general. Since it's Friday and it's weekend, you can stay over to enjoy the vibes of nightlife in Port Harcourt at this venue. This is one of the top venues you can come for nightlife experience in Port Harcourt at Greater Port Harcourt City, Igwuruta, yes, Igwuruta, Port Harcourt. So we are waiting to see you. Remember that in the $100 seed funding program, we are going to introduce our finance partner who will be funding you. So come ready with your $100 seed. That is what gets you qualified to receive the $5,000 equity, and then in the space or period of 90 days, you can also qualify for the $250,000 funding. Yes, this funding are live funding, yes, not challenge funding. So you use this funding in your account. Use this funding in your account to work with us, stay with us, and then achieve your personal finance goal for 2026. The year is still ongoing. It's not over yet to pursue your goals. So we are working together to see that everyone who cooperates with PSL Luxury Lifestyle brand enjoys the financial liberation that comes from our programs like the $100 seed funding program, just like those who are participating in PSL Co-work Network's Cash Swap A1 community as either DIY or DFI stakeholders are also benefiting from the financial emancipation program through the Cash Swap A1 community. So this program is current right now and we do not want you to miss out. Reserve your spot now. Send us your name, your email, your location and occupation on WhatsApp to 0903 428 4705. Okay, welcome to another exhibition and demonstration of how consistent in accuracy the Power 40 scientific trading method is using the mathematical price sequence for entry projections. So whatever happens in the day has an explanation, and most often people miss the reason, like they cannot explain why the market behaved in a certain way. But those who are part of the Power 40 Scientific Trading School already anticipate the move before it occurs. And because of the anticipation, they are able to do their projection with 100% accuracy and trade it Okay, so what happened today? This is the question that comes to mind. The moment you open your chart and you are already trained in a powerful scientific trading method, you should be able to find that answer. So the first thing is to apply the scientific method, which is observation, interpretation, and entry projection. So observation is what is happening right now and what has happened already. Then interpretation is why did it happen? Okay, then what will happen next becomes entry projection. So you find the answers. So let's say that we just came to the market at this point where the price currently is. Okay, and we want to know what happened today, why it happened, and what will happen next. So this is where we go back to the beginning of the day. Okay, at the beginning of the day we'll find the price sequence that began the day. So looking for the price sequence that began the day, we had the first price sequence that began the day at 4453, okay, and its converse at 4450. So we call these price sequences Fib 0 for buy and sell. So we have the buy Fib 0 and we have the sell Fib 0. This is the first sequence we observe today, and this is what will be responsible for all other behavior in price. So what people see as random volatility is not random volatility, and what people see as rejection of support and resistance, or demand and supply, or chasing liquidity zones or other blocks are not exactly what people term them. Okay, the market moves in circles, and when it moves in circles it forms patterns. So people observe only the patterns and don't understand the circles responsible for them. So the circles are predefined directional paths the market is expected to go, either upward or downward in ordinary observation. But with the mathematical price sequence, the market only goes either right or left. That is why we have either fib arrow or fib L. So the day begins from which of the direction it goes. If it goes fib arrow direction, it means the market is expected to buy if it breaks what? First fib arrow. Now, if the market breaks first fib sell, it means that the market is going to sell. So fib L is for left fib and fib arrow is for right fib. Right fib is for buying and left fib is for selling. So now, where did the market go today first? Let's look at it. Fib L is at 4440. Let's see. 4440 was not engaged. Okay, 4440 is downwards here. So 4440 was not engaged. Why? Fib arrow is at, let's look at that, 4463. Let's look at it, 4463. You can see that, right? So 4463 was engaged. Look how the market came to engage 4463 and rejected it the first time. The rejection here, okay, this is the first point of engagement with the fib arrow after formation. Okay, because for fib 0 to be observable, there must be a counter fib, which means there must either be a fib 0 for sell or a fib 0 for buy. One of them must precede the other and they must occur together. So right now, the market came to engage with the fib arrow and broke fib arrow immediately, showing that it has intensity and intention to go towards what? Fib arrow, okay, and continue in that direction. So right now the market went to the fib arrow and then broke it. Returning down, you see the rejection. It failed to break it below the first time, and then by the next time we had our fib arrow from the sell fib 0. So fib arrow from the sell fib 0 now standing below the fib arrow from the buy fib 0. Okay, so now the two fibs are pursuing each other, acting as a trap for price, because whenever we want to project for fib arrow, we should also project for fib L. However, when you are projecting for buy fib, you should be projecting for sell fib using the same direction, okay, where price engages first. So since price engaged fib arrow first, it means you're going to be projecting for buy fib arrow and sell fib arrow. So that is why we have the two fibs here. So the sell fib arrow will be at 4460.58, and that is this level we have marked here, 4460. Okay, so right now let's look at how did price engage there. First of all, price broke buy fib arrow, give us a projection for the day. All right, so the next level price came to engage is fib arrow from the sell fib 0, and it rejected it. So because of that rejection, price bounced back up, okay, and then closed bullish, then returning back, broke below the fib arrow of the sell fib 0, okay, but again went back above. So at this point we have seen a break of buy fib, and we now want to place our buy limit at this point. So buy limit comes up here at 4465. So we are going to be placing a buy limit first at 4463. That's the first buy, and then we also have 4460. That's the next buy limit. So these are the two buy limit prices because of price has already broken above what fib arrow. All right, so now for each of these prices we have the first take profit at the 500 pips move, which we refer to as 10 times fib, 10 times 10 times 5. So fib 10 times 10 times 5, because this is pure mathematical price sequence. Okay, so which means that price is expected to get from the buy limit at this point, price is expected to get to 4513, okay, while from the buy limit at this point price is expected to get to the 4510, okay, to put these two entries into their profit. While for each entry here the stop loss is at, we are taking 20 pips, okay, which will be the same. So 4463, the stop loss will be at 4443. Looking down here is 4443, okay, and the market has not come back to engage the stop loss. So buy limits are intact. All right, so now take profit for the first move to the 10 times 10 times 5 arrow, okay, at 44, okay, 4513 is what we are going to expect next. So let's see how this market behaved and if it actually agreed with our projections. So here the market haven't picked, this was the buy limit, it picked the first buy, picked the next buy on the same candle, okay, it only dipped to 4455 before bouncing up, okay, and now bouncing up we see a closing between the sell fib arrow and the buy fib arrow, okay, it closed between, and then the next candle that opened stayed rejecting the buy fib arrow and also closed inside the sell fib arrow, so which shows that the trap has held price down, rejecting the downward side. You can see that rejection, right, rejecting what the sell fib arrow. Then the next candle opened again, still tried to dip below sell fib arrow, but again rejected and closed bullish, remaining trapped by rejecting the buy fib arrow. Again the next candle opened and this time it punched up, breaking buy fib arrow and closing, okay, over 120 pips above buy fib arrow. Then the next time we saw a price descent, and at this time we are opportune to trade these sell levels because we had also a sell limit in place at 4474, 4479 and 4484 sell limits, okay. So 4474 from previous days level was traded, and the market of course did exactly what was expected. So let's look at that when that call was given. Let's look at that. Okay, so we have this Okay, so let's look at when the sell was called. This is where we gave the call. We say the market is now at our higher entry level. Time to place the other sell entries. Instant sell prices 4474, 4479 and 4484. Take profit 4384, stop loss 4494. This was the sell limit call. Okay, and what happened at the end of the day? You can see the price was exactly at 4474 when the call was given. The price dipped down to 4460. Okay, engaging again our buy fib and our sell fib. All right, so that's why we say all our entries have been picked, now selling more than 200 pips profit from 4484 to 4479 and 4474 entries, okay, to 4460 current price. So let's go back and see our chart. So this was the call, okay, and this was the price dipping first, reaching 446, okay, and touching 4458. So where did it come down again? You see it went into the box of the buy fib arrow and the sell fib arrow, like we said, showing consistency with our fib arrow projection, which is pure mathematics, okay, mathematical price sequence. Now engaging the sell fib arrow, it could not break, it closed right there. The next candle again, see what happened, showing that our fib arrow is strong, still stayed in between, unwilling and unable to break below, just like the previous bullish candle did. You can see that, right? Why these fib sequences are invisible to all other traders from all other schools. Only people in the Power 40 Scientific Trading School could have known that this is what is holding price. So what is happening right here? Price is held in the trap created by the buy fib arrow and the sell fib arrow. This explanation only comes from the Power 40 Scientific Trading School. All other trading schools miss this out completely because they are not trading with the scientific trading method. So again, see the bullish candle again, closed without being able to break what the buy fib arrow. You see that, right? Closed as a caged candle, held both the opening and the closing by the buy fib arrow and the sell fib arrow. So the opening is at the sell fib arrow while the closing is at buy fib arrow. Then the next candle opens using the opportunity to stay above the buy fib arrow, and that punched price upward all the way up to 4484, exactly where we had called our sell limit, okay, at. So it means at this point it has activated our sell limit at 4484, 4479 and 4474, okay. And what happened? Price dipped below, coming again to engage. Look at that, the buy fib arrow. See that engagement, engaging and rejecting. Other schools cannot see or understand. Again, the next candle after the rejection attempted again, engaged and rejected. Again, the next candle punched up but closed without being able to break again the buy fib arrow. Then the next candle summoned courage and came in between, again got trapped. This trap now kept it rejecting the sell fib arrow, then lost momentum totally. The next candle felt trapped, lost momentum totally. The next candle again attempted to gain momentum but was trapped, remained in. The next candle exactly the same thing, okay, the opening and the closing trapped by the both buy fib arrow and sell fib arrow. The next candle again trapped at buy fib arrow. The next candle trapped at buy fib arrow. The next candle trapped at buy fib arrow. These are 15 minutes time intervals, all sequentially respecting the fib arrow sequence. Then what happened? The next candle gained bullish momentum, closed bullish, and because of its closing just shallow on the buy fib arrow, the next candle summoned courage, okay, to break above buy fib arrow. And let's see afterwards. Remember that our projection is for the price to go to 500 pips, okay, from the buy limit that has already activated, and all this while the buy limits are intact. So the price has to go from 4463 to 4513. That is the first 10 times 10 times 5 arrow, okay, and also from 4460 to 4410, okay, to give us a cumulative 1,000 pips profit, okay, from the first move. All right, so what happened next? Let's see if we got that achieved. So this was a market soaring and reaching 4450. So our first buy limit at the sell fib arrow has reached its destination with 500 pips. So this is the first fib arrow, but remember the destination is 4410. So 4510, and that was achieved with the first punch. Okay, 4410. Then we now have one more entry held, which is from 4463. Buy limit activated already, and now heading to 4513. Let's see. That did not happen on the first punch, or did it happen? Looks like it did. All right, so it did 4514. That was the height, okay, the high, and that means that the both entries has achieved their 500 pips projection. Then let's see how price reacted to the two 10 times 5 arrow from both buy fib and sell fib 0. Okay, so extending from buy fib 0, let's look at that buy fib 0 so we understand the projection we're talking about here. Extending from the buy fib 0, this is the buy fib 0, and this is the projection, and this is from the sell fib 0 to its own fib 10 times 5 arrow. Okay, so you can now see the two fib 10 times 5 arrow for buy fib 0 and sell fib 0. Okay, so let's see how price now engaged the both. Now price had broken above the both, okay, then returning back down, breaking the both, right? Now this would seem like this level did not exist. Most traders will not know that there is a level here. But what happened next? The next candle now respected the level, went to engage where again the 10 times 5 arrow of the sell fib 0, okay, engaged and rejected. Closing the next one, got trapped by the two buy fib 0 10 times 5 arrow and sell fib 0 10 times 5 what arrow. So the next candle closed in, the next candle closed in, just the same way we saw here at the buy fib arrow and the sell fib arrow. The same thing has replayed itself again. Okay, you see that, right? So the next candle got trapped, the next candle got trapped, and the next candle managed to break out, the next candle breaking above. Now remember that because these are price sequences, the market has to show respect for it, and this is where we enter another sell. We expect that when the price returns below the broken level, we have an entry in the direction converse, okay, to that initial break of the level, and this is where the market returning back to break below the two buy fib 10 times 5 arrow and sell fib 10 times 5 arrow, and this is what gave us our next entry to sell. And we are selling now downward back to where we had started at buy fib arrow and sell fib arrow. So this shows again market coming to engage both rejected and not breaking below means that last momentum to continue a sell. But if the market returns later and breaks below, then we are going to play what in a sell bias. Otherwise, here we have opportunity for re-entry on a buy towards the successful break above what the 10 times 5 arrow of buy fib 0 and sell fib 0. So if this has taught anything, this is to prove that the Power 40 scientific trading method remains accurate, consistent every day. Every market condition plays within the mathematical price sequences of the Power 40 scientific trading method. So how do you benefit from this? If you are not yet registered for the lessons to learn the Power 40 scientific trading method in the Power 40 scientific trading school, how do you benefit? Yes, the Friday program for $100 seed funding is how you benefit. If you are not yet into the market trading, okay, business, if you are not yet able to trade the market, even if you are already trading the market with any other school, but you are not a member of the Power 40 Scientific Trading School, here in our school, we are aiming at $100 weekly income from $100 seed capital. Okay, that is why we call it $100 seed funding. So if you want to enjoy the $100 weekly income, it means you have to register for the $100 seed funding program. What does it take? Send your name, your email, your location and occupation on WhatsApp to 0903 428 4705. Send your name, your email, your location and occupation on WhatsApp to 0903 428 4705, and we will reserve a spot for you for our Friday live events where we onboard new persons to start getting mentored with this same Power 40 Scientific Trading method that is used to achieve $100 weekly income from $100 seed capital. However, the program is created to remove the fear of losing. That is why when you come with your $100 seed, you are first given $5,000 live funded equity in your own account. Yes, so the $100 seed gets converted into $5,000 equity, and your first goal is to achieve first $200 profit from the $5,000 equity you are given. So this program is to mentor you to be able to manage your funds. Yes, manage large funds, because the goal is to, in 90 days, get funded with $250,000. Yes, that is the funding goal, $250,000 in 90 days. So we want you to get comfortable trading large real funds in your own account. So $100 seed grows into $5,000 equity, that grows into $250,000 funding goal, funded live in your own account in 90 days. To achieve this, you have to consistently achieve the $200 profit target bi-weekly. $200 profit target bi-weekly from the $5,000 funding, okay, equity in your own account. And this is done only at the venue for the $100 seed funding program. So if you are yet to book your spot for the Friday event from wherever you are, then you have to send your name, your email, your location and occupation on WhatsApp to 0903 428 4705. So weekly, the venue changes to accommodate people from different places. However, Port Harcourt City remains the central hub for hosting the event. So if you are not yet familiar to or with Port Harcourt, then use this event as your opportunity to come to Port Harcourt and be part of the $100 seed funding program. You can make preparations in advance for your accommodation, make a budget of 100,000 naira for your accommodation. You can decide to stay the weekend in Port Harcourt. We have relaxation facilities we have already arranged with our facility owner or venue partners. So getting accommodation every Friday when you are coming, either you arrive early on Thursday evening or Friday morning, is not going to be a problem because we have already made considerations. However, the spots are only 40 weekly. So if you miss any week, then you can join the next week. However, we do not host the event weekly when we do not have the complete 40, because we have already arranged with our funding finance partner to get 40 seated before our event goes live. So our partners are aware of your coming and they are ready to fund you with the $5,000 equity. What qualifies you for it is the $100 seed. $100 seed, yes. So if you have your $100 seed, then come along with it and come along with your identity card for your account verification. Okay, so come along with your national ID card or your voter's card or your international passport or your driver's license. These are means of identification. As you will be onboarded, your accounts will be created and verified on the same day. Then, after the event, which is a 4 hours event on Friday, you can decide to stay over in Port Harcourt if you are coming from other states like Abuja, like Lagos, like Benin City, like Asaba, like Umuahia, like Owerri or Uyo or Calabar. Wherever you are coming from, you can decide to stay over and enjoy the weekend in Port Harcourt, especially the nightlife on Friday and Saturday. Then you can decide to return to your destinations on Sunday, as the case may be. So come prepared, come ready to enjoy the life of Port Harcourt hustling and also the ease of getting your weekly income from the $100 seed funding program. And this program does not just give you $100 seed. Because of the funding goal, you can use the funding goal achieved in 90 days to fund your aspirations, your career plans, and your big dreams, whatever name they bear. I remain Francis Bestman Isugu, the founder of the Power 40 Scientific Trading School, also the inventor of the Power 40 Scientific Trading Method, the founder of PSL Luxury Lifestyle brand, the builder of the power of the PSL Co-work Network. And I will be live with you at the $100 seed funding program. See you when you come. Welcome. So finally, get a feel of the nightlife in Port Harcourt. Yes, we have exotic venues where you can actually unwind after the $100 seed funding program on Friday. So come prepared so you can actually relax and enjoy nightlife in Port Harcourt. So apart from your lodging and accommodation, there is also an opportunity for bowling and sitting out to enjoy yourself with friends and connect with other professionals like you. So we will help you enjoy your stay in Port Harcourt. Come soon. See you then.